This is AC Starlord, aka Awesome. Welcome back to my channel. And I'm doing something new. I normally finish out the slashers, but I finished what I could this year for slasher movies because my work schedule and all that stuff. So there'll be more next year. Winnie Pooh Blind Honey Part 2 will be for next year. Um, so what I decided to do is watch some old I decided to watch some old sitcom Halloween episodes. And this is one of them. That they're there. This is one of them. Boy Meets World. Now there's only Sean, Sneevil, Evil Dummy, and then Home Improvement with a over they're with a over obsessive fan. So and the Power Rangers was going to be part of this too, but like everyone knows about the rapping the rapper Pumpkin with by the Power Rangers. But everyone knows about that one. So let's talk about these. On a podcast to learn, I had a watch. I was also going to do Will Smith, but I mean, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, but I didn't get to it. So maybe next year. Maybe next year when I do that. But I heard a podcast with the Boy Meets World pod with Daniel Fisher and Ryder here about the Sneevil episode, and it reminded me, oh, I need to rewatch that. So I watched the Sneevil episode, and the Sneevil episode was pretty good. They're just doing their version of A Night of the Living Dummy or like Chucky, kinda. And well, Steve Urkel is like Steve Urkel took a nap and then he wakes up and his dummy is alive and wants to get rid of the rest of the Winslows because they're decent people and that makes him sick. Well, he only wants Steve to go with him on the road, and he knew that if he didn't go, if he knew if the Winslows were still around, he wouldn't go. So I'm going with him. So that's a pretty good concept for that, and how he got rid of all the people in there, like put Laura in a drawer, put um Laura's mother and Harriet and Jack in the Box, 3J and Richie in a they're dressed like Michael Jordan and Dennis Rodman put their heads in a poster, put Eddie in a chimney, and used Carl Winslow as his personal dummy. That was pretty funny how they did all that and stuff. Also, how Steve tried to um, take in charge of that and take in charge of getting rid of the dummy. And he also had some weird dreams, some other weird dreams. And then it just was a classic R.L. Stein's Night of the Living Dummy and Chucky kind of thing without the slashing and killing part of with Chucky. Home Improvement wasn't just a classic regular Halloween episode, but he has a fan there. His family and friends were pranking him. He has a fan that's over obsessive over him, and he has his first fan. He thinks that's all cool until it gets a little bit too creepy, a little scared, and makes him nervous. And they prank him at a Halloween party because he's the king of Halloween. And then his wife pranked him and he becomes the queen of Halloween. It was it was a pretty good episode. Now there's another one where, his son's a little bit older. His oldest son's a little bit older. He's dating a girl, and there's one kid that's not scared of anything. And then he scares him, and then there's one about Wilson, the next door neighbor, and he disappears for a little bit, or he was listening cram. Sorry, I was doing handing out candy while I was watching some of this stuff. So that's one. Those are a couple episodes of Home Improvement. Home Improvement has very good Halloween episodes. So does Um, Phantom Menace. The Fresh Prince one was gonna be Hex and Single, but like the Hex and Single one, I've seen that one before. I wanted to rewatch it, but I might do it next year. And this one, what uh now there's only Sean. This one's basically going off of horror icon. I mean, not horror icons, but horror classic horror slasher movies where Sean was pretty much telling them like killing Corey, Topanga, Angela, Eric, his brother. He found out about tropes in horror movies, right? And that thing behind there, like it was a warning. That's a bloody warning. He's telling about the bloody warning. One person's going to die. Virgins stay alive because they don't die. Virgins usually stay alive in horror slash movies like that, which is very true. And they had a reference of they had a character named Kenny. Kenny is only that's the only time you hear about Kenny in the whole entire series. They killed Kenny with a big giant pencil, and Eric says, "Oh, they killed Kenny," referencing South Park. A lot of references in this, which I love. Um, and then eventually wind up going down. We wound up going all down all the scenarios of the slasher movies. Um, what Sean did, and it's very cool and very awesome and very amazing. And they even reference one celebrity that I just finished watching that also did a legacy sequel with her movie called I Know What You Did Last Summer. Jennifer Love Hewitt, but they call her Jennifer Hefty or Hefty or Lefty or Hefty. They didn't use her actual name, which is cool. Like a cool color wink of the eye back then. If you're watching this, she was in it for like a cameo, and then when they go to a payphone, the killer asks, "What's your favorite scary movie?" Scream, and there's a lot of different references in here, but like basically what happens is that basically what happens basically what happened is like you find out who the killer is, and a reveal like Scream, of course, again. It was Sean, and Sean had a dream about him killing all Eric and everyone else, Angela and all that stuff. But it's also Corey in the subplot. Corey and Topanga broke up, and he blames himself because they're always been a threesome or a trio, even though they were those two were dating. He was always tagging along with them. So that was also kind of an element in there, and it made and this episode was kind of like essentially not their Halloween episode. It's just making fun of not making fun of, but they're like honoring and kind of putting attributing to slasher movies and stuff like that, which was kind of cool because I just finished watching a couple slasher movies and having Jennifer Love Hewitt in it was awesome as a little guest star. I'm assuming either I Know What You Did Last Summer was out when that episode aired, or I Still Know What You Did Last Summer was either out as well, one of the two. So it's kind of cool, and it's kind of cool revisiting these cool old Halloween episodes that you don't see on TV anymore. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this video. The Sneevil episode I enjoy. There's a part two to that one. I need to rewatch it for next year. But I decided to do something new instead of like, oh, okay, well, I want to see a slasher movie review. I decided to do that, and I think I still know about tomorrow. I still know the information about the Roof Man. I might give you guys a review for Roof Man tomorrow as early convenience, even though I saw it the other day. But it's trick or treating all of a sudden made me tired, so I'm going to do the best I can to stay up. But this was fun watching these movies, not these movies, these shows. And I was going to get to Will Smith. I mean, I was going to get to like Fresh Prince and then also try to get to Power Rangers. But if you know about the rapping pumpkin and Power Rangers, you know he was hard to defeat and they had trouble defeating him. So if you know that, and then like Will Smith is just cool. And also Joel White was doing a lot of good acting in the Sneevil episode. It showed his acting chops. Um, Tim Allen always knows how to act, so I don't really have to say that. This one, this thing behind me was like a cool homage to slashers, and I love slashers, so it's kind of cool to see that. So again, if you like this video, put a like, comment, subscribe. I hope everyone had an awesome Halloween and had a good time. What they did on Halloween and had fun, had candy, take the kids out trick or treating. I had fun watching these movies, these shows, passing out candy and all stuff like that. And now it's time to watch something new or watch something old that's not has nothing to do with Halloween because officially Halloween's still going on, but officially Halloween is over for me. I love Halloween, but I have to do it for next year. So you guys keep doing what you guys are doing, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Deuces.